In an age where the self reigns supreme and the quest for pleasure supersedes the search for divine truth, have we unknowingly stumbled into the perilous times that the Apostle Paul warned Timothy about in his second letter? Delving into the biblical prophecy, 2 Timothy 3:1-7 paints a vivid picture of a society in its last days. The Apostle Paul writes, "In the last days perilous times will come, for men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without self-control, brutal, despisers of good, traitors, headstrong, haughty, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power." Could this ancient prophecy be a mirror reflecting our society today? The rise of mental health disorders and personality disorders like narcissism is staggering. A society more connected than ever before, yet plagued by loneliness. A generation that prides itself on its wokeness yet is riddled with intolerance and slander. We see a world where people are constantly learning yet never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Paul's words to Timothy speak of a society where people are lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, and proud. Doesn't this sound strikingly similar to the culture of self-promotion, materialism, and arrogance that pervades our society today? The prophecy also speaks of people being disobedient to parents, unthankful, and unholy. Consider the erosion of family values, the rise in entitlement mentality, and the decline in morality. Does it not echo the conditions Paul warned of? Furthermore, the prophecy mentions people being unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without self-control, brutal, despisers of good. Reflect on the rise of cyberbullying, cancel culture, and violence in our society. Are these not manifestations of the prophecy? Finally, Paul speaks of people being lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power. This seems to perfectly depict a society that values instant gratification over spiritual growth, and has a superficial relationship with God while denying his transformative power. In conclusion, the biblical prophecy in 2 Timothy 3:1-7 seems to provide an eerily accurate description of our society today. The rise of mental health disorders, the pervasiveness of the woke agenda, and the prevalence of narcissistic behavior all seem to align with the perilous times Paul warned Timothy about. However, it's important to remember that this isn't a call to despair but a call to awareness and transformation. The purpose of prophecy is not to scare, but to prepare. As we navigate these challenging times, we must remember the power of love, forgiveness, and truth, the very things our society seems to be losing sight of. With this understanding, we can strive to cultivate these values in our lives and bring about a positive change in our world.